Good morning. I'm Arlie Powell with Petals from the Past Nursery and Farm. Today we want to show you some of the features of one of our really specialty fruits that we grow here at Petals, called the Asian pears. And the particular tree that we're showing you right now is a variety called Korean Giant. One of the unique features of this fruit is not only is it a great dessert fruit, it's also outstanding for cooking, for making hair crisp and all the other things. But one of the things that makes it especially good is this is a particular variety that has a fair amount of resistance to fire blight. We do spray it in the spraying with things like streptomycin sulfate to help prevent fire blight. But one of its downsides, if it has one, is it is not self-fruitful. You have to have a second variety. And there is a tree behind me which is called Shinko, and that Shinko and Korean Giant pollinate each other. They have reciprocal pollination ability, and it works beautifully. This tree this year has a good crop. We had to add a little growth regulator to it this year because we didn't quite get enough chilling. But most of these take about 7 to 750 to 850 hours of chilling. Notice, if you can see upward on the tree, we keep the tree pruned down. This tree is about 11 years old. We keep it pruned down so we can use just an 6 to 8 foot ladder to pick fruit in the top. So it's about 12 feet. But this one tree that you see right here is capable of producing 300 pounds of pears, possibly even more than that, but fairly easy, 250 to 300 pounds. One thing about Asian pears is they are a delightful fruit. They would work beautiful in gardens. They add a measure of beauty with their flowers. In the fall, they also add a little bit of autumn color, but more importantly, they provide a fruit which is unparalleled. It is absolutely fantastic. This is the heaviest fruit that we have at Petals. When I say heavy, I mean heavy. Many of these fruit will weigh a pound, 16 ounces. Some of them will go 18, 19, 20 ounces. They're very large fruit. The thinner the crop on the tree, the bigger the fruit get. And I'll show you as an example. They are, again, one of those little downsides is these are freestanding trees. They have a central leader in them, much like you would see in the apple trees that we've grown for many years. You have a series of other branches, what we call a whirl of branches coming up. Personally, in developing these, I prefer to take the leader out and just have what we call a modified leader, where the energy of the plant radiates up into several 4 to 6 scaffold branches. If you do that, rather than having a single trunk, you can maintain the tree a little lower in height easy, and that's a big difference. But productive, oh my goodness, these things are unbelievably productive. They have flavor, but I can take just my hand, just like this, reach in and put that fruit in my hand, and all I've got to do is to come up with it just like that and just take it right out. Now that is a real plus, and I can tell you I've weighed enough of these. That one weighs about a pound. And these are fantastic. If I have to, I can store that fruit about a month, 2 months. Generally, most of these Asian pears are sold before we ever reach that stage. But this one is ready to eat. This is a difference. The things you buy sometimes in the store have to be shipped distances, and when that's the case, you just have to pick them a little less mature. The beauty of this one is we can pick it off our tree here today and bring it to you, and it has unexcelled flavor. Whereas if it were in your garden, you could do the same thing. This is the color of the fruit that I would pick. It's kind of a greenish copper color, fantastic flavor. And let me just, if I can reach my knife momentarily, just show you, when you cut this fruit has so much water in it. That's what makes it so heavy, and so much sugar. I can take my knife, and when I cut, you can just see the water just flaking out. And when you do a slice of this pear like that, is absolutely fantastic. The flavor on this, as I've indicated to you, both Shinko, the tree behind me, and Korean Giant here are excellent on flavor. They're very firm. They would remind you, people in the South, of eating a hard apple until you take the second bite. And when you do, you realize you're in another world. This is a different pear altogether. Basically, there's 3 pears you can grow. The Bartlett pear, the European pear that they grow in California, that one doesn't do well for us. This is the Asian pear, which is a different species. And then there is the hard pear, which most of the people in the South are familiar with, like Kiefer and Orient. They're not very good to eat, but they're great for cooking. This one you can do both with. It is fantastic. I eat the peel. Not everybody does, but the peel on fruits has a lot of nutrition in it. This one has a lot of antioxidants as well as sugar and other nutrients which are highly beneficial.